It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. I'll be your host today. If you want to follow the news articles as we review them today, just go over to Facebook, search for Tech for Senior, and follow along with the news articles. And if you want to send us a news article that you've seen this week, send it to techforseniorinfo@gmail.com, and we'll put it on the list and review it. All right, let's get started with the show. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever you are, or wherever you are. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host today, and we have a great cast for you, which we'll be introducing in just a minute. It is December the 21st. I want to, in fact, from all our staff here, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Hopefully you're having a good time with your family. And if you're traveling, that you'll arrive safely at your destination. So thank you so much for coming and listening today. We hopefully we have an interesting show for you. Now, many of you are probably wondering who we are. Who are these people at Tech for Senior? Well, we have a Monday show. This will be coming up our 5th year in 2024, and it's called Tech for Senior. Huey and I started that about 5 years ago, and we've got just under 200 episodes now online. So we're having a good. So if you haven't come to our Monday show, I would certainly encourage you to do that. We do have a lot of fun. I'll just put up in the details. It is a Zoom meeting, and if you want to find out how to come to the show on Monday, that's the website, and it has all the information there. Now, if you are, of course, on our Zoom meeting now, wondering where the show is, we'll see you next Monday. No, we won't see you next Monday because there is no show next Monday. It's December 25th. We'll see you in the new year. We'll see you. You'll be waiting a long time because this is not what we're doing today. Is not a Zoom meeting. This is actually, we broadcast this out through StreamYard, and it goes through to Facebook and YouTube. And we have a button on our website. Again, the same website. Go there. It says "Take me to the show." Just click that, and it'll take you to the right spot for the show today. Now, the other thing that happens that's sort of interesting is that we, on our Monday show, which is a Zoom show, we get to see you. We know who the usually just under 100 people that show up every week, who you are, but we can't see you today. We have no idea who's out there. So could be just the four of us talking. We have no idea who's going to be listening to us. We hopefully someone's listening, but if not, we'll have a little chat, and that'll be it today. So what we'd like you to do is, if you could put in the chat your name, where you're from, maybe what the weather is, any tech questions. We're always interested in tech questions, and certainly if you're new, if you've never been to the show before, please let us know. We'll give you a big round of applause. We really are anxious to see new people, and also we like our long-term friends as well. So that's and we'll be introducing you in just a minute after I introduce our group today for you. So let me get on with that, and let's go over now, and I'm going to introduce who we are, or who the group is today. And of course, that's first is myself. I live on the west coast of Canada, and off a little island off the west coast called Vancouver Island, and a tiny little community called the Comox Valley. And so far away in another country, in another land, far, far, far away, is Huey Popluck down in Florida. And through magic of internet, we can actually talk, right? Huey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Unmute yourself. You won't hear
I don't
me.
want to do that. Anyway, happy winter solstice today.
Oh,
The day and night are supposed to be equal today, and then the days get longer starting today.
that's why
Unless you're in Alaska, of course.
yeah, that's why the tides are so high. They're lapping up at my front door here. So I'm hoping that hopefully they're going to start to recede. Or I'm glad I live on the upper floor, right? All right. So how are you doing, Huey? You're doing okay? It's not
Yep,
snowing in
doing
Florida
fine.
or anything?
Planning on a nice Christmas. I'm going down to Naples. I'm going south for a couple of
Can you
days.
go south? I don't think you go
I
any
can
further.
go south. Yes,
Really?
about 2 hours worth, and go to Naples and see my brother, and then my nephew and his wife and young daughter, and get to see them and spend Christmas Eve with them, and then come back here and have Christmas dinner here in our little village, in our rec hall for the whole village.
So just to let everybody know that next Monday, which is normally our Monday show, we won't be having a show on Monday because it's Christmas Day. So the next show, our Monday show, will be the following, which will be January the 1st. And Huey's going to be doing that show, and you'll have the first show of the year, right?
Absolutely.
There we go. There we go.
Unless I'm too hungover.
Right. Okay. And then, of course, we have Bob Gustisha from Las Lunas, New Mexico. He's been with the show since it started. He's our security expert. He's a very smart guy. He's a prolific producer of videos of all sorts, including AI security. It goes on and on. He's a really good friend of ours, and he's a really enjoyment when he comes on the show because he knows so much. How are you doing, Bob?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, right. That's you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. I get a phone call when I shouldn't be getting a phone call.
Oh. All right. So life is so. Are you and Alice going down to your? I think on Christmas Day you're going.
We are going to Albuquerque to spend Christmas. I have 3 of my daughters here in New Mexico, and we'll all be at the same house.
There you go. That's great. One of my daughters lives in Adelaide, Australia. The other lives in Ethiopia. So it's a long way for me to go to visit. Anyway, welcome, Bob, and thank you so much.
Yeah,
now
we today, and I was told now through the 31st, are having a problem with fog. I mean, you can't see 3 feet in front of you outside.
Oh, really?
I actually made a short this morning, but the camera doesn't quite show fog the way it should. And that's supposed to go all the way through New Year.
Oh, really?
Yep.
And then, of course, let me introduce Mr. Bill James from Oklahoma City. Now, Bill is he is on our show. He's been a regular on our show for a few years now, and he is our gadget guy. He does a weekly production in our newsletter, and he has all these great gadgets. My wife won't let me read those articles anymore because she says I buy too many of his gadgets. But Bill also is a really nice guy. He's a very smart. We've labeled him, unfortunately, as the gadget guy, but he is a man that speaks many languages. He speaks, of course, Mac, and he speaks Windows. He speaks all sorts of languages, and he teaches this as well. So he does tips for Mac tips. He does Windows tips. He does a lot of tips for us on our Monday show. So he's not just a gadget guy, but he's a real smart guy as well. So welcome, Bill, to the show today, and hopefully we have a good time. I think you're going to give. Oh, who's the puppy? Who's the?
Now he decided to get in my lap, and so here he is. This is Frankie Cooper.
Frankie Cooper. He's cute. Does he know he's so cute?
Yes,
Oh, he
unfortunately.
does.
He's gotten,
That's when they know they're cute. That's really hard, isn't it?
he's gotten big.
He is big, yeah.
Yep.
He's about 14 pounds, but he's very interesting. But I don't know why he climbed over here. That normally he's laying on the other side of the couch, but
He just wanted to be on the show.
Wanted to be on the show, but yeah, say hi, buddy.
Hi.
Hi.
Is he excited about Christmas?
Oh, he's excited about everything. He's excited about everything. So
yeah, there you go. Are you going to do you have any family around you or what's your
I have some family here, yes I do, and I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. They always wait till the last minute.
Mm-hmm. All
so,
right. All right. Huey, do we have anyone listening?
Yeah, you know what? There's quite a few out there. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Let me move my mouse over to the right screen here.
All right. Ed says 40 degrees sunny in central New Jersey. Steve Powell, Kirkland, Washington, 42 degrees and fog. Whoa, foggy everywhere. Bernard, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, 43 degrees. Sally Ann from Kirkland, Washington, a wonderful Christmas to all. And yes, Sally Ann, same to you. Norbert Gustisha, who's that? Merry Christmas. Hey, a lot of people don't know that if you try to find Bob's YouTube channel, it's Norbert Gustisha, not Bob Gustisha. So you got to
just do YouTube and then at Bob3160.
Yeah. You know, you got to remember that. Now, Richard, Merry Christmas to all. See you all next year.
Sorry about that.
Stu from Dunedin, Florida. Bob Baxter, Bellevue, Washington. Geeks on Tour. Chris and Jim Gould, of course, are a regular on our Monday show. Chris does fun with photos twice a month. We're really happy to have them. High from South Florida, 73 degrees with clouds. Liz Milford, high from Ohio, 40 degrees. Dick Vogel, 58 degrees, sunny north of Orlando, Florida. Merry Christmas to all. Thank you. Same to you, Dick. Brian, hello from Peterborough, Canada. Sunny and chilly at 23 degrees. It is cold there. Wow. That is definitely getting down.
Ouch. Yeah, that's real cold.
Yeah. Bob says very foggy. Mike Lehman from Moncton, New Brunswick, where it hits -3 degrees and sunny today. Well, that'd be a nice day. Steve Parker, winter solstice has the shortest day of the year. Jolin is here. Great. Greetings from low country of South Carolina. Jolin, of course, a very Merry Christmas. Jolin, of course, is a tireless worker at her computer club. She works every day, long hours there, and doing computer tech support, which she's done for years. She is a trooper and a very smart person. A sunny Thursday all the way to 53 degrees. Very good. All right. So let's talk about a few things today. A couple of things that we're going to talk about. I wanted just to talk a little bit about an article that came out this week on OpenAI and get everyone's opinion. And then of course, Bill James is going to tell us what his favorite gadget of the year is. And I'm going to I want to tell him what I think his favorite gadget should be. I don't know if he's going to choose the same one, but there's one that I think really stands out. Anyway, we'll get onto that. So the first article that came out, and this was an interesting one, was that OpenAI, which of course is what we use now there's a lot of competition, but OpenAI is pretty big, is a nonprofit arm, showed revenue of $45,000 last year, even though the company is worth billions of dollars. In fact, OpenAI's organization generated only $44,000 or $45,000 of revenue in 2022, almost the entire investment income, according to a document filed with the Internal Revenue Service.
Mhm.
However, OpenAI's nonprofit status has been under fire from critics who question how $86 billion company can be controlled by charity. And this, in fact, was a big issue with Sam Altman when he left this year. So I guess my question for our learned panel today, and we'll start with Huey, is this mean in 2024, do you envision the cost of AI going up dramatically? What's your thought on this? I mean, can this continue to be this massive company that doesn't make any money? Is this possible? Or are you predicting that all this AI we're using is going to start to cost us a lot of money? Huey, what's your thoughts?
My thought is that the price of AI is going to come down. They're improving the technology, they're improving the hardware that it uses. There's different companies entering it into it and so on. So I think it's going to come down, not go up. And as far as the open AI being mostly a nonprofit, yeah, but there is an arm of it that is for profit, and they're doing some offshoots where they're creating some companies that will be for profit. So I think they'll continue to be a nonprofit organization that runs other profit organizations.
Okay. So you think it could be good news for us because, I guess the competition with Gemini coming, which is Google's, right? And of course, Meta has their own as well. We're seeing lots of competition out there, right?
Yeah, and they're using similar type information to create the chats and the and all of the things that AI produces. But there is open AI isn't the only one out there. There's a lot of them, and what we're seeing is even more coming. So it's the competition is going to be there. So they still have to really work at it.
All right. Bob, what's your feeling? Do you think we're going to pay any more this year? Is this going to cost us a lot more money? What's your thoughts?
No, I agree with you. It's going to be less because they
Okay.
get more efficient. Also, the worth. If they had no worth, then you'd be paying. Somebody has to support it. Okay.
Right.
But as long as they have all that money, they're a nonprofit. They're not meant to make a profit. They're meant to be solvent. And as long as they have all that money, they are solvent.
Right.
They can continue to grow.
Right. And that was part of the Sam Altman thing this year, wasn't it? Was that?
Well, Sam Altman is the one who wants to turn it into a profit-making
Okay.
company. Okay.
So, well, we'll see what happens. So it's interesting. Okay, those are your predictions. Bill James, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts, I feel like Bob. I don't think it's going to have an increase in price. I'm just amazed that that it was founded on as a nonprofit entity to begin with.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's rather interesting, and that it has become so popular that it's able to, have over $1 billion in assets, and yet just make that meager profit. But I think it's a good thing that it's a nonprofit. In my opinion, I think it doesn't. I suppose it has a board like everyone else. Well, it does, and probably they are tied to a certain
text message from Leonardo
to a certain policy that they can't just automatically convert to a profit entity.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, interesting. So I just thought it was an interesting article. I wanted to get everyone's opinion. Now, let's come back. Bill James has tirelessly for the last year, every Tuesday, he wrote an article about gadgets. And for those of you who don't subscribe to our newsletter, it makes a great Christmas gift. It's free, and you get it twice a week. And we put a lot of time and effort into it. We all contribute. And Bill does his gadget article on Tuesdays. So if you do want a stocking stuffer, or you do want to give that gift of our newsletter, we would be most happy that you would do that. And you can certainly just go to our website, and there's a big link there to signing up, and there's no advertising, and we won't sell your email list or anything like that to anyone. So it is totally confidential. So Bill, so I asked you for this show, because we're moving into 2024. For 2023, what was your favorite gadget of the year? And I asked you to do that. So what have you come up with?
Well, I really enjoy doing that, and it's just sort of become a little bit of a hobby almost. I like to give a little bit of historical background to my gadgets, because I think nothing is new. It's just sort of reinvented. But the gadget that I think I am most interested in is usually the home automation ones. And the one that really has my curiosity, which I have not received, and it's the latest one that I actually did, is the power shower. It's the one.
The power shower, right? Okay.
And so I did order that for myself, and I've been told it should be arriving sometime in the around the January timeframe. And I guess the reason why I chose that is that I've been looking at things as a senior to be able to make things as easy for me as possible. And I think that shower is really something I can really use. I can turn it on and just have it turn the water on. It'll maintain the temperature, and I can get in and out of the shower with hopefully no problems without having to reach and do a lot of stuff. So I'm kind of anxious to see how that all is going to work.
Okay. Well,
but that was, I mean, I did have others, but that's the one I think of as the standout.
It's going to be the same. So the one that, so I guess I can't remember. Was the popcorn popper? Was that this year or was that last year?
No, it was this year. It's in that list of.
Okay. So out of all the ones that you did, in fact, I did a video about it. Was the Popco popcorn maker, and I use that every day, and I think that was the best one. That was so cool. So if you haven't seen that one, it's a great device. And as I said, I even did a video about it. So,
and I think you're right. That was my second choice. Really was the popcorn.
Yeah,
it was probably the most popular of all the articles.
Yeah, I so many people I know that they saw that article and they watched the video. They all use it. They just all love that. It's great, and it really is good. And I did this video, and adding the butter and the salt when you pop it is perfect. It's just, I think that's the whole thing that makes it. So anyway,
I didn't know that you could do that.
Yeah, and it just works.
Pardon me.
So it works out just fine. So I'm pleased with that. All right.
Bill, it was also one of the suggestions or one of the gadgets that was actually affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually on sale in Canada. I think it was cheaper than it was in the U.S. That was the other thing. It was on sale in Canada. It was cheaper than it was in the U.S. So that was a good one, because a lot of times the price differences are really quite amazing. But anyway, good stuff. Huey, let's go back and see any comments before we get into news articles.
Yeah, let's see where we left off. Clark Walker.
On Monday till Clark Walker. On Monday till 7 a.m. it was 60 degrees. Tuesday at 7 a.m. it was 28 degrees. Now near Trenton, it's still 40 degrees. Olive Cousin, hi from a rainy and foggy day in Willamette Valley of Oregon. The pool was warm and clear this morning, ignoring the outdoor weather. Still uphill both ways, though.
And we're caught up.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just go over here, and I'll bring up our articles we're going to see, and we will see. Now, if you want to follow us along, I'll see if I can make this a little bit bigger. We can. Let's just see if we can do that.
No, you got to
You're not
refresh.
updated, are you?
Yeah, you got to refresh.
Yeah, I will in a sec. Just give me a sec. You guys are just give me a little.
Well, Bob snuck one in.
Did he? He did. He got the first. He got the first. There's all right. So let's go on. Let's Bob, you get the first one. Go for it.
5 VPN facts you need to know. And the best way to find out, watch the video.
All right. Where would we find that video?
Click the link.
Okay.
Click the picture. It'll take you right to it.
Right to the video.
You'll find
Okay.
it on my YouTube channel.
Excellent. Yeah, there's a lot of people, a lot of questions come up with VPNs. We should probably maybe do another. We should probably do this in the new year. We'll play this on our Monday show. There's lots of questions come up always about VPNs, for sure. All right, let's come down here. Now, this was really an interesting one this morning. I saw this. AS Rock launches new NUC Box Mini PC with Intel Core Ultra processor. I guess why that was interesting is QE has a NUC, an NUC. Intel stopped making them this year, but they're great. They're an absolute great computer. Huey, you really like yours, don't you?
Yeah, I'm on my second one. Yeah,
Yeah.
the first one got outdated, and I bought a newer one, and it hangs on the back of my monitor, so it doesn't have to be on the floor. Doesn't take up any desk space, and I got one that's powerful. The one I have has 64 gigs of RAM and a 4 terabyte SSD card in it.
Right. And the advantage of these is that if you already have a keyboard monitor and other peripherals, they just plug into the device. So it's great. Now, the key here was that Intel used to make these in the past, but now it's relying on other companies to make the technology. And this is just an example of one of the companies that is now making NUCs. So
There's
I thought
no price. They don't have a price listed in the article.
Yeah, I guess you'll have to go to the website. I didn't actually look up the prices on them. But this has the new one of the later processors, and I think it's so anyway, it's just an option that you should think about. And I know that does Ray have? I think Ray has a NUC as well, doesn't he?
It's not a NUC. It's a small box,
Right?
But it is not a NUC.
No, I guess they call it a NUC-like.
Yeah. There were, I was going to say there were other, operating systems that are in these small form factors. Like there's the Apple Mini, and
Right.
then of course
Chrome
Chromeboxes.
Chromebox come up with one. Chromebox.
Right. So it's the same as the Chromebox and as the Apple Mini. But the Apple Mini is probably the most popular, and then we've got Chromeboxes. No, maybe NUCs. I don't know. But anyway, just let everyone know that this is definitely something you might consider if you're buying a new
Good
computer.
alternative.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll come down, and this is this is great. Samsung adds medication tracking to its health app. So if you have and we'll talk about this in a minute, if you have a Samsung device and you're on this will be an update that's coming in the next week, and then you'll be able to add this particular feature, and it will track your medication, and it'll be linked to your watch, and it'll tell you what time to take it, and so on and so forth. So this is really, if you are on multiple medications and you're taking them at different times, they'll be able to add these, and then just and it will notify you. Now, here is the catch that I wanted, just the reason I put this on there so everyone clearly understands this, because we're always getting into trouble with this, is that you need, when considering a new phone, you sort of need to consider the peripherals that you're going to use with this new phone. For example, the Samsung Health app only works because Samsung in their phones layers their own UI over top of the Android phone. So it's not just pure Android, it's Samsung layered on top. So in order for the Health app to work, you must have a Samsung phone. Now, lots of apps work on Samsung, but the Health app on Samsung only works on a Samsung phone. Now, the other thing is if you have the Galaxy Watch, which is, of course, this made by Samsung, the Galaxy Watch will actually work on, let's say, a Pixel. It'll work on all sorts of different Android watches, but the Health app won't. The Health app will only work on the Health app on the watch will only work with a Samsung phone. So again, this all fits into the Samsung ecosystem, which you have to be very careful with. So if you bought and we had recently on our show on Monday, we had someone who bought a Samsung Galaxy 4 watch, thinking that it would work with his, what was it, a One UI phone, and it didn't. You have to have a Samsung, because it's got to have the Samsung operating system on there. So but I think this is going to be a real cool app. So if you do have a Samsung phone, watch for this coming up, because it's going to be released this week and it'll be great.
Ron, I have both. I have the Samsung Watch and the Samsung phone.
Great, yeah.
But my question is, I wonder if the pill reminder would work with just the software on the phone. Do you need a watch?
No. So it will work, or it'll work with a watch as well. Otherwise, but your phone will beep at you or notify you, right? So you'd have to have your phone close to you when that. But this is gonna be great. I think this is really cool. Gary says, does the Samsung Health app know if you swallow the pills? Well,
good question.
Good question, Gary. That's a good question. There are actually, if you can believe it, there is a technology, and it is available, where you actually, as you know, medicine is put in capsules, and you swallow a capsule. Well, there actually is a process now where there's a sensory device in the capsule of the pill. So when you do swallow the pill and it goes down into your stomach, there's a reaction that occurs, and it does notify you that the pill has been swallowed. And you order that. You can actually order that when you have the pills made. So that Gary, as a physician, I can tell you that is available, and it is actually commercially available. You can actually do that. So that this is not, it doesn't work with this, but it is, you can tell if patients do take their medication.
It's like Amazon letting you know that your package got delivered.
Right. I always used to tell my patients I could always tell. But I used to say, I know if you've been taking your medication or you haven't. And they'd look at me with big wide eyes, and I'd say, I know, because we have ways of telling. Anyway, but I think it's going to be really cool. I think this Health app is going to, for sure, if you have a Samsung phone, it's cool. You got to get this, and it's going to be out. I think the article said it's going to be out in the next update, which is coming next week. So go for it. For those of you who, this is really an article that was in this morning by The Verge, and for those of you who make videos, who are YouTube video producers, such as Bob and Huey and I, if you want to make shorts, then this is there is a big upgrade coming in the YouTube app on your phone, and you can actually this makes it easier for you to make shorts out of the long form content, and this is going to be released soon, and this is a big upgrade. So if you are So many of us, like I'm sure Huey and I and Bob all do this through our PC. I'm not really doing a lot of editing on my phone, but a lot of people do. And the app is quite a bit different. The YouTube app on your phone is a lot more functional, and it's really pretty interesting, some of the things that you can do. Have you looked at it? Have you used it, Huey? Do you use the app on the phone at all? The YouTube app?
No, I just go to the website.
I've started to use the YouTube app more and more because I use it in the bathroom in the morning when I'm having a shower, getting organized, and I play some of the YouTube videos I watch all the time, and I play them off my phone, which is really quite interesting. I'm sort of doing less podcasts and more YouTube videos now on the phone, which is sort of interesting.
The only thing I do on the phone is create shorts.
Do you use that, Bob?
Yeah, it's much easier if you use the phone and go to YouTube, and from there you can just off the top of your head produce shorts.
Yeah, there you go. And have you seen? Do you have this new update that's coming out with that?
No,
not yet. Okay.
No, and I don't do editing via my phone.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, just let you know that the takeaway message here is that if you are planning to do this, then you this update will happen. But also just to remind everybody that you can use your phone like a television, and it will play YouTube videos for you. It's sort of cool. I use it all the time now, and it's using it more and more. Yes. Now we were talking about this earlier, Bob. You were talking. What was the one you were talking about? That was free. It's called the conference calling that you said you were.
Yeah, it's called Free Tech Conference Call.
Right. And that's sort of cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What did I say? I said it should free conference call.
All right.
One word, free conference call. And that's totally free to use. I have one club that I do presentations for, and they insist on using that program. That's how I learned about it. But it makes it very easy to share your screen. 100 people, no fee, no time limit. And it's what I'll be using next year after Zoom runs out.
So that's really cool, Bob. I think that's neat, and there's no cost to it. But I guess the question I have for everyone here today is, where are we going with this? Because this article was, and I had no idea, but Microsoft Teams surpasses 320 million active users amid pressure from rivals to unbundle the service. I mean, these 320 million active monthly users that's a lot of people. So I guess the question is, where is Zoom going to be competing with Teams in the future? And if you don't even know, but Teams is free, and you can actually access a team meeting even if you're not a Microsoft account holder, right, Bob?
You can join a meeting, yeah.
Right.
I wonder what the number of Zoom active monthly users, what their number is.
I don't know, but I got a feeling that this is a lot more than it was 2 years ago, and a lot more than it was last year. I mean, that's a lot of people using Teams. So I thought, that's sort of interesting. Anyway, let us know in the chat if you use Teams and what your comments are about that. I haven't used it. Bob, have you used Teams?
No.
Bill,
Not
have
on a
you
regular
used Teams?
basis.
Yeah, I think you're muted, Bill. Have you used Teams?
I'm sorry?
Have you used Teams?
No. I tried it once, I think, and I just I didn't get into it.
Okay.
It does work differently than Zoom, and I find Zoom very easy to use.
Right. Well, I guess it's what we know, right? But
I just did a Claude and asked how many on Zoom, and it says as of October 2021, Zoom reported having over 504,000 customers with more than 10 employees, up approximately 18% over the year after year. And in April 2020, they had 300 million daily meeting participants.
okay.
And
But, nothing more recent.
I feel like Huey, Zoom is a lot easier for me to use. I've tried Teams, and to me it's complicated.
Mhm.
If I had started out with it the first place, it'd have been fine. But
Right. Well, if you use Teams, put it in the chat and we'll talk about it. All right. The other one was how Copilot, Microsoft Teams, and partners build a stronger ecosystem. Again, the Teams is being integrated into all these ecosystems, which is going to make it very easy to use, which will be, again, interesting when we're here this time next year. Maybe it'll be a lot more people using Teams. Interesting, eh?
We may be one of them.
We could be, yeah. The other one is, of course, new year coming up, new phones, and the S24 spec sheet is now out, and the Samsung event will be coming up in the new year when we'll be expecting the new S24 phone. So for those of you who are thinking about a new phone, you may be considering that. This is a good article for you. I'm not going to go into it all, but you can click that and it'll tell you all about that. This is the next article came up this morning. Spectrum. So this is about cable services. Does anyone still have a cable service? I would expect by the end of the year, this is not likely going to happen. But just to let everyone know, and what we've said all the time on this show and on our Monday show, if you have a cable service, keep checking pricing, because the prices is going to change as the competition. Well, the competition is heating up so hot now that the cable companies are really struggling to hold their last few remaining people. And so Spectrum is running a special sale on 2 years of 1 gig internet service. So
this is internet service, not
This
cable
is internet,
service.
not
Cable.
streaming.
So,
Right.
So what you're saying about cable service taking over, Spectrum is pushing their internet service,
Right.
not their cable service.
Not the cable service, right? Coming down, Bob. Let's see, Bob. I don't know. What was this about?
Exploring AI, having some Christmas fun with Suno.ai. And here's one of, in quotes, my Christmas creations called Christmas Joy. It's a 1-minute song. And again, click on it and you get to hear it.
And as you move down, you'll see the one that I added with a Florida Christmas message using Sumo. And this is how the outcome looked. It was a picture of a beach, and then had all of the words of the song. It creates the words to the song and the tune, and then plays it for you.
oh,
Yep. And it does a darn good job.
Yes, and all you have to do is put in a few words as a prompt. And I think I put in wishing a happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Huey Poplock in Florida. And that's all I put, and it wrote a song for me.
Do you envision a new career here coming, Huey?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Are you able to share those with others?
Yeah, right now,
You see it right here.
the website, there's a button there. Just click it, and you'll hear my song.
All right.
Click mine and you'll hear my song.
Yep,
That's why I posted it. It's, of course you can share it. Otherwise it wouldn't be here.
Huey, what's this all about?
Well, TomTom is a GPS company, and they and Microsoft are going to team up and bring a generative AI to automobiles. So you're going to be able to talk and ask questions about where you're going and the best route, instead of having to type it in or have it presume what you want. You can have a discussion with it, and it will then give you the directions to where you want to go.
Why does Microsoft always pick a company that doesn't really do the best job at what it's supposed to be doing?
Because
Just-
they need somebody like Microsoft where the others don't.
All right. All right. Interesting. Okay. Oh, so Apple's had a hard week this week. Well, so how to get your cut of Apple's 25 million family sharing legal
Now
settlement.
you missed one.
You missed one that you posted that's not showing, so you'll have to go to my
All right,
screen.
hold on. Oh, right. This was an interesting. Yeah, is that interesting? I can't see it. And I posted it anyway. Kia, this came out yesterday, and I thought it had to do with EV sales. So it's sort of technology, and it was interesting. This was a big leak in investigative reporting in Canada. And of course, as you all know, or probably have noticed, if you're looking to purchase an EV car, they're just really hard to find. A lot of times there's long waits, you can't get them. And the answer to that question, and particularly Kia, has some very popular EV models. And these actually are sitting on the dock in Vancouver and different ports around Canada, and they're just holding them back for 3 to 6 months, making people wait longer, which of course keeps the price up and the demand higher. So they're actually there, they're just not distributing them. And this was a big, and this made the news all this week, and there's a big kerfuffle about it, and sort of shady marketing tactics. So that was the story. That was the story, Huey. I'll go back here. This was, yes. So this is Apple's $25 million family sharing legal assessment. So if you used family sharing on your Apple account, you may be eligible to, and it looks like it's going to be about $50 or $60 per person. If you want your cut in that, click this link here in this article, and you will be able to, it'll tell you how to fill in the forms and get your money. And they're just divvying up the money now. So that's the article. Huey, I thought you might, as part of your songs, you may want to look at this.
This is what this article is. It's actually what it is, because the Suno is part of Microsoft's Copilot, and that's how I got into it. How I created mine was to go to Microsoft Copilot.
When I asked Copilot for this app, it knows nothing at all about it. I had to come in through a back door in order to get the app.
Right.
So Copilot itself doesn't yet know that it's coming.
Okay. Huey, any comments? Anything we should catch up on? We've got about 10 minutes left. We should.
Let's see.
Gary, a nonprofit may or may not also be a charity in IRS terms. Does the Samsung Health app?
Okay, that one we did. So we had one more.
So there, we still have a fiber cable service for the condo. TV is an add-on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
That's it. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. So the winner, there was now you can go into, I'm not going to go into the article. There's lots of articles about what's the best phone around, but this is but the iPhone Pro 15 wins the best camera in this market survey award for 2023. So if you're interested, you can look at that.
That's like statistics. Let me know what you'd like for an answer, and I'll be happy to give you the statistics for it.
Yeah.
whatever you want to read into that.
Yep.
Now, Bill, I put this article up for you. This is how to geek favorite products of 2023. You might get some ideas there. If you're interested, you can go through the article. There's some cool.
And I posted one on a new HP all-in-one.
Did you on Facebook?
Yeah, it's called the HP Envoy Move.
Okay.
It's a luggable.
Oh, well, we should be coming. When did you post it?
It should be at the top of this bunch, I think.
Okay, we'll see as we're coming down here. Huey, you can make sure. Maybe I can't see it, so you'll check
Okay.
and check and see. Maybe I can't see it.
Not
Bob, Anti-Fishing Awards, Avast Fishing Awards.
The Avast Fishing Awards, brand new, that started. This is the first one. I guess they'll be doing it again next year. And this tells you what all the fishing stuff is that's out there, and which one made the top of the list of the infamous fishing awards.
Okay. All right. Good.
Click it, you'll get to find out. Again, it's another video.
All right. Hackers hit Comcast Xfinity. Huey, that's yours.
Yeah, there's a big breach of Xfinity, which is Comcast's ISP, and 35 million people were affected by it. At first, they made it sound like it wasn't much, but it turned out to be. Not only did it was names and passwords, but now it's names, passwords, date of birth, and so on. So there's quite a bit about that.
It affects those that have an Xfinity service. If you have a Comcast service, you're not in, which is the company or the pro version or company version. That one wasn't involved.
And I was reading one article, they kind of indicated that apparently Xfinity knew that there was a hole and they didn't fix it quick enough.
Yep.
And also, if you switch to mine, I've got the article that Bill posted.
This is interesting in that it's actually a luggable. This keyboard, this has a handle on the back of the monitor, and the keyboard fits the little pocket in the back, and you can carry it anywhere you want it.
Oh, how big is it?
It depends on, you can get, I think it's 2 different sizes.
Okay.
But I thought that was pretty clever.
Well, HP has got their all-in-one. I really like their all-in-ones. They've done a nice job in their.
I have an all-in-one, but it's not a luggable like that. It's
right.
Just, but this is something that's new that kind of makes sense.
Oh.
I was watching an old ad of an IBM, actually a portable mainframe, a portable computer that weighed just over 50 pounds.
Yeah. Well, remember back when PCs first started, there were luggables. Remember those 3.5?
Yeah, I had an Osborne. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember the luggables?
There's Osborne and K-Pros and
there was a
compacts.
Compact was
yeah. How we come around in life, eh? Amazing.
Oh, it's actually it's a 24-inch size wise, and it's $899 at Best Buy.
Cool.
Comes with 13 generation i5, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and Intel graphics.
Bob, I think this is what we were talking about. Comcast suffered massive data breach exposing customers. Is that the same article?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's the same one. Okay, that's the same one. Yeah, the S23 Ultra is your reader's choice for 2023.
Speaking of reader's choice, although it has nothing to do with it except the word readers, I don't know whether you noticed or saw an article about it, but Reader's Digest, it's been around forever, is going out of business.
Oh my gosh.
Huh.
No more large prints, huh?
And no more digesting of the news and articles that they were so famous for doing. They've been around forever, and it's a shame. But the print business, like we've talked about in the past, because of advertising money, is just not there anymore.
Bob, this is your article, but one that I thought I posted it as well. But anyway, I couldn't see it. But anyway, go ahead, Bob. Do you want to talk about this one? This is a big article. This is really interesting.
Which one are we talking about?
This is the Apple Series 9, the watch. This Ultra, the sales halt this week.
I don't know. You're skipping somewhere.
Yeah, you skipped a few. Yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yep.
Yeah. Go switch over to me.
Just a minute here.
This was from you, Ron.
OpenAI is nonprofit showed. Yeah, we've talked about that.
And then this was Bob's.
And this is another video. Is the online store real? You might be surprised.
Okay.
Okay, now you can go back.
Okay.
Yeah, now Apple to halt Apple Watch Series 9 and Apple Watch Ultra 2 sales in the US. Lawsuit. They lost.
So they lost on. So it was this is very interesting because what they lost the suit on the ability of the watch to measure oxygen. It was the oxygen
Saturation level.
Yeah, which is really weird because first of all, it's not an FDA regulated part of the watch.
Mhm.
The second thing is pulse oximetry, or that technology has been around since I was in medical school. This is really not a new technology. Running on a watch is a bit different, but it is real old technology. So whatever they did and whoever they got in a battle with that they used their technology, they went to court, and it's like, I guess they're this great big company, and I guess they thought they would just win easily, but they didn't. They lost.
They would have been better off to pay that company whatever they had asked.
Buy the company.
This is going to cost them lots of money.
Oh, this is really big news because they're going to have to take and stop halting production of all their watches, in the latest watches. This is a big deal. And I thought, yeah, they should have just bought the company. Now, this is not the first time they've been involved. I've talked a lot about KardioMobile. Remember, Apple also does the ECG feature. And when they very first started putting the ECG feature on their Apple watches, they used the technology from KardioMobile. And so then they sort of, after a few versions of their watches, they said to KardioMobile, said, hey, I want some money out of this. And Apple said, well, no, this is our feature in our watches. And they went to court and had a big battle. And it was like the David and Goliath, and Apple won, right? The judge sided. And so KardioMobile got nothing. So I thought this is really cool because they actually did lose this one and are forced to recapitulate on that. But this is a big deal because their watches, they sell a lot of watches, and I don't know what's going to happen. That's a big feature. So anyway, I thought they would just turn off the feature, but I guess they can't. They actually have to take the watch back and then take the sensor out or do something with it. Yikes! That's a bad one. Poor Apple. Is this
this is mine? They used an AI called Christmas Images Generator and asked it to produce a Christmas wish to all the fans of Tech for Senior, and this is the result.
So what is interesting about this is that, of course, you can't see his hands, right, Bob?
Yep.
Did you ask? Did you ask?
Mistakes. You can't have 6 fingers.
Right. That's right.
Yep.
Did you now? Let me ask you this. So a lot of people don't know, maybe, but when I generate a lot of images, as Bob does, and
This one is strictly Christmas oriented.
right, but oftentimes the hands are not correct. Yeah, the hands are not correct. You have an extra or missing, or I don't know why A has trouble with hands. But
Yep.
anyway, and this is so interesting because you can't see the hands. Good one, Bob. I think that's about it. Let's come down here.
No. You just missed one. You missed one, and there's one past that.
Is this where are we here?
Yeah.
Okay. Bob, do you want to talk on that one?
Security advice for brand new devices this holiday season. Everybody's going to get some devices, but you got to remember you need to secure those devices. So here's some excellent advice to do exactly that.
Mm-hmm. All right. And Huey.
This one, I'm a subscriber of YouTube TV, and they're adding a button to jump back to the last channel you watched.
Hallelujah.
And I think that's a great
Yep.
a great advancement. I can't wait till they till they actually add it.
And
Time's
with
up.
that, 11.
Time's up. It's an hour.
Oh gosh.
It's an hour. We've done another show. So anyway, we will be here next week, same time, same place on Thursday. We will be. I wish again. Want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, and we will be seeing you. There will not be a show on Monday. We will be having Christmas dinner with our families, and so we will be here next Thursday to go over all the news of the week. Don't forget to fill in the forms if you want some money from Apple, and we will. I guess with that, do you have any final comments, Huey?
Yeah, one if you're really missing us on Monday, go to the YouTube channel and watch one of the previous versions, which you'll probably won't remember us doing the different articles.
And we will have
back a bunch of years.
Yeah.
Well, we will have a premiere video as well available that will come out. The link will be in our newsletter, of course. You'll if you've signed up for a newsletter, you'll be getting the premiere video link for the Monday show. So we'll have one for you on Monday. Bob, any final words for you?
I have one person at least that watched my video on the fishing awards, and that was Jolin. Thank you, Jolin.
Good. And Bill James, any final comments?
Just wishing everybody a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whichever you prefer. And looking forward to seeing you next year.
Good. And don't forget that like and subscribe. It always helps us. Please do that. Like and subscribe. And we will see you in another
Thursday.
week. We'll see you next
We'll
Thursday.
see you
Bye
Thursday.
now.
Yep. Bye.
Bye-bye.